Eve. We are forecasting winter weather out toward our mountain location. So if that's where you're headed to ring in the new year, winter weather advisory starts tomorrow at 4 o'clock, leading through Sunday morning up out over toward Mount Laguna, Julian, not Pine Valley. Snowfall coming down to about 4,000 feet. Pine Valley just a little too low for that. Nonetheless, anticipating Julian to pick up a trace of an inch of snow. It looks like Palomar Mountain around 2 to 4 inches, and Mount Laguna possibly getting 5 inches of snow. Back a little bit closer to the coast and downtown with the rain coming our way. This storm system is going to be a lot stronger than what we had for this afternoon. So maybe picking up over half an inch of rain into downtown, almost 3/4 of an inch into Chula Vista. You can see Ramona almost an inch and a half, with Lakeside almost an inch in rain. It does look like the strongest rainstorms come down right in time for Saturday evening, starting off at 9 o'clock, staying until Sunday at about 4 a.m. Embedded into the strong showers, a 20% chance of thunderstorms, winds also into the mountains up to around 35 miles per hour. Coming up, we will go hour by hour and city by city with your rain forecast. Jason? Well, that we've seen at least this week coming on down. Right now, waiting for its arrival, dealing with some cloudy skies out. We will continue to watch those values fall again, so maybe about another 1 to 5 degrees compared to where we were today. Winds, though, are still out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. With tomorrow's storm moving through, they will shift because we have a cold front. That'll be the culprit to bring in some more rain. Right now, when we take a look at the radar, this right here, I think, is just some ground clutter. But when you look off over toward the Pacific, we're seeing another batch of green. So we're not out of the clear yet. In fact, I'll widen it up so you can see this big band. That is all going to continue to push in our direction. So tonight we continue to deal with that chance of rainfall. We have a second storm system on down for tomorrow. The broad look of what's going on. Here's that low pressure system. This one coming in from the south. So it's actually technically a warm system, although temperatures still definitely cool for us. It's going to produce a little bit more rainfall over the evening hours. But the stronger system is this cold front. Forecast now to slice on through our area by tomorrow. And that is what's going to increase not only the chance of rain, but the thunderstorms, and now bringing snow down to about 4,000 feet. If your eyes are looking over here at this little circulation, we're watching to see what happens with that system for next work week. We could possibly be dealing with rain through about Thursday of next work week, so something we're still looking at. One thing's for sure, though, the rain, it's here for about the next 48 hours. Let's break down the timing. By 5:30, we're looking at a 50% chance of rain as that activity just off the coast starts to move in. So you can see Valley Center, Ramona, Lakeside, all the way through downtown and Chula Vista, dealing with some of the shower activity. By 7:30, the coast begins to dry out, but now still found out over toward the mountains and right along portions of I-8 and into Pine Valley. Once we get to 9:30 tonight, continuing to wind down, it looks like we're really only talking about a 20 to 30% chance of rain over the late evening hours. And by tomorrow morning, I think it's just about 10%. So you can see a little bit of green coming on down with mostly cloudy skies. Get ready for that cold front, though, because now already by 1 o'clock, we introduce that chance of rain yet again. We bump it up slightly, maybe out over toward Poway, Escondido, even into Jamul, possibly around a 30% chance. Now, this model is saying that by 6 o'clock, some of the heavier stuff coming out over toward Valley Center and Escondido, as well as into Oceanside and Carlsbad. You can see the shading in yellow, meaning that's the threat of some thunderstorms coming down, and it will definitely be moderate rainfall, so a lot heavier than what we saw today. By 8 o'clock, covering portions of I-15. So if you have to travel to any of those New Year's Eve parties, maybe wait until you leave after 8 o'clock if you're taking that roadways, so that the rain's not going to be too blinding for you. Same scenario right along I-8 between Pine Valley and out over toward La Mesa. Now by 11 o'clock, it looks like the heaviest stuff should begin to stay out over toward our mountain areas. Still dealing with rainfall nonetheless, and you can see all the way out over toward La Jolla into downtown and out over toward Chula Vista, but it should be a little bit lighter than earlier on into the evening hours. Still keeping that chance of rain with us until we get to Sunday morning. Now we're at 9 a.m. and look at this. We finally lose the rain. We will ditch the clouds ever so shortly before we see more chance of precipitation come our way for next work week. We'll talk all about it in your 7-day forecast coming up in the next half hour. Guys.
Wow, yet another storm.
Noticing out over toward Palomar, we've already seen around 3/500ths of an inch of rain. Into San Diego, over 1/4 of an inch. And out over toward Mission Beach, you've seen 1400ths of an inch. So more rain in the forecast for not only tonight, but even as we head through our Saturday. Breaking it down, looks like by about 5 p.m., a 30% shower chance. Once we get to 5 a.m., we drop it to 20%, but we increase it into the afternoon. Temperatures are going to stay on the cooler side as well, only looking at 60 degrees by your lunch hour tomorrow. Inland areas, as you start out your evening plans at 5 o'clock, 55 degrees, a 30 30% chance of rain. And then once we get to 11 a.m. tomorrow, we bump that rain chance back up to scattered showers, only 58 degrees with those mostly cloudy skies. You have those big plans for New Year's Eve, right? Heading out over towards San Diego into the gas lamp. There will be a very strong possibility of showers, pretty much widespread at 11 p.m., 55 degrees, but Sunday looking better, 62 with the rain coming to an end. Guys? Up out toward our mountain location that starts things off at about 4 p.m. on Saturday, staying until 6 a.m. Sunday, where we could see out over toward Mount Laguna, even through Julian and Palomar Mountain, some snow because snow levels forecast to fall to about 4,000 feet on Saturday. Winds 15 to 35 miles per hour, and visibility, by the way, if you plan to travel along I-8, is going to be very poor because of the blowing snow as well as a little bit of fog. Right now, ahead of that stronger cold front, we're dealing with a little bit of rain from a different system, and you can see now it's getting a little bit closer out over toward maybe into Oceanside as well as into Encinitas as it pushes in just to the north of Leucadia all the way out over toward I-5 and then closing in a little bit further out over toward Vista and even into San Marcos. The rain forecast increase in intensity over the evening. We'll get a brief break tomorrow morning, and then yet again we're ready for the second storm, and that one's going to be the stronger, colder of the two. Broad look what's happening across the country. You can see we're not the only ones dealing with the rainfall. That storm, as it's forecast to sweep on down, will in fact move through Big Bear. So if your plans there, Netta, this one is for you. Winter storm warning is up, and they are anticipating 8 to 12 inches of snow. If you can arrive before sunset, meaning before around 5 o'clock, that's your best bet, because then the snowfall intensity is going to increase. Winds there also about 35 miles per hour. Another storm system heading out over toward the Great Lakes, where winter weather advisories are posted in that shading in purple. They could see about 3 to 5 inches of snow. Also out over toward the Dakotas, although that advisory forecast to expire once we get to about midnight. 7-day forecast 60 waiting for the stronger storm to come on down tomorrow. Take a look at the current radar for you. Notice all wind, cold air, and even snow for some of our mountains. So keeping that in mind, rainfall totals look like they're actually going to be substantial compared to today when we only picked up a few hundredths of an inch. We're looking at tomorrow getting close to around 8/10 out over toward Del Mar, almost an inch into downtown San Diego, over an inch into Lakeside as well as into El Cajon. As far as snowfall goes, it looks like out over toward Julian, a trace, Palomar Mountain 2 to 4 inches, and Mount Laguna around 4 to 5 inches of snow coming down beginning Saturday evening, ending early Sunday morning. So with the system that we're anticipating still for Saturday, it will be colder. Temperatures are going to fall. We'll end up seeing our heaviest rain 9 p.m. Saturday to 1 a.m. Sunday, and that does include your New Year's Eve. A 20% chance of thunderstorms wrapped into that rain, and with winds up to about 30 miles per hour sustained out toward the mountains. Coming up, we'll talk about your hour-by-hour and city-by-city rain forecast. Jason? This is just Storm 1. We have Storm 2 coming on down tomorrow. So with the low pressure system hanging off our coastline right now, that's what's kicking in the moisture. But this cold front already beginning to move throughout Northern California, and that's what on tap for us tomorrow, not only bringing us rain, but also dropping our temperatures. Another storm system is still waiting in the Pacific. We're watching to see what happens here. Still models uncertain if it's going to bring us rain for a good chunk of next work week. So obviously keep it here throughout the weekend and as we head throughout Monday to see if that rain actually develops. Temperature-wise, though, for us tomorrow about 7:30 a.m., scattered showers in the area. And instead of waking up in the 40s like normal for this time of year, we're into the mid-50s already for the coastline. So that's the one good thing. It looks like over the evening and into the morning will at least be slightly warmer than normal. Going from 49 into Lakeside and 49 El Cajon as you start your day out. By 1 o'clock, temperatures really hardly warm up much. We actually are going to see them fall, I'd say about 1 to 3 degrees compared to where they were today. So taking us to the lower 60s for the coast. We'll be lucky to climb out of the 50s on into Oceanside. And then get ready. We're celebrating at midnight. Remember what I said? Usually we're in the 40s for the coast. The clouds and the rain, heavy at times, at least will keep us a little bit warmer. Going from 55 into downtown Chula Vista, around 51 as you bring in the new year. The 40s out toward Ramona. You can start to see some of those 30s coming down toward our mountain communities. Remember, snow level coming down to 4,000 feet late Saturday evening. And then when we get through Sunday, we'll start to see the rain come to an end. Maybe a little bit of sunshine, but temperatures behind that cold front continue to struggle. Will remain about, I'd say, 10 degrees cooler than normal in most locations, possibly 15. 7-day forecast, 61 degrees tomorrow, continuing with that stormy weather all the way through about early Sunday morning. It should come to an end.